my girlfriend said. You are too clingy. Successful relationships need space. Maybe you should work on your trust issues. When I discovered her company had no record of the conferences she claimed to attend, I told her you are right about needing space while sending evidence of her affairs to her colleague's wife. She begged me not to destroy her career, but I had already planned her exposure at the company holiday party. So I am Michael, 31, work in data analytics for a healthcare company. Been with Jessica for about 18 months. She is 28. Account manager at a marketing firm, supposedly climbing the corporate ladder through networking and conference attendance. Jessica presented herself as this ambitious professional who took her career seriously, always talking about industry trends, client relationships, the importance of staying current with marketing strategies. I respected her drive. My work is more predictable, same office, same clients, steady projects. Jessica's world seemed dynamic and exciting. When we first started dating, her travel schedule was reasonable. Maybe one conference per quarter, always well planned, legitimate. Looking events she would mention weeks in advance. But around month 8, the travel frequency increased dramatically. Another conference? I asked, when she mentioned a weekend trip to Seattle. Social Media Innovation Workshop. These events are crucial for staying competitive. Didn't you just get back from that content marketing conference in Denver? Different focus areas. Marketing is evolving constantly. Month 10 brought monthly travel. Always conferences. Always urgent professional development. Always alone. Because the company only pays for one attendee. I didn't want to interfere with her career advancement, but the secrecy started bothering me. Tuesday evening, Jessica announces another upcoming trip, Marketing Analytics Conference in Portland this weekend. Should be incredible. They are covering the latest in customer behavior prediction. That sounds right up my alley. Mind if I look at the agenda? Oh, it is all proprietary stuff. Conference organizers don't publish detailed schedules. What hotel are you staying at? Company handles all the bookings. I just show up where they tell me. Wednesday, I casually asked about her previous conferences. How was that social media workshop in Seattle? Informative. Lots of networking opportunities. Learn anything you can apply to your current clients? She got vague immediately. You know, industry, best practices. Hard to explain without the technical context. Try me. I work with data all day. It is more about creative strategy than data analysis. I realized Jessica never shared specific insights from these conferences. No new techniques she had learned, no contacts she had made, no materials she would brought back. Friday, she left for Portland, kissed me goodbye, reminded me she would be completely focused on networking and might not text much. Weekend passed with minimal communication, just a few texts saying she was busy with sessions and exhausted from networking. Sunday evening, she returned full of vague enthusiasm. Amazing conference. So many insights about customer journey mapping. What was the most interesting presentation? They were all valuable in different ways. Any speakers you would recommend I look up? Oh, industry experts. Probably wouldn't be relevant to healthcare analytics. Monday, I did something I had never done before. Searched for the Marketing Analytics Conference in Portland. No results, no conference website, no social media posts, no industry coverage, nothing. Tuesday, I called the major hotels in Portland. Did you host a marketing conference this past weekend? No conferences scheduled. What about the convention center? Let me check. No marketing events this weekend. I realized Jessica's weekend trip was completely fabricated, but instead of confronting her immediately, I decided to investigate her previous conferences. Spent my lunch break researching every event she had claimed to attend over the past 6 months. Digital Marketing Summit Chicago, real conference, but happened 3 months before her supposed attendance. Social Media Workshop Seattle, no such event found anywhere online. Content Marketing Conference, Denver, real conference, but only for non-profit organizations, not marketing agencies. Customer Engagement Summit Phoenix existed, but was a one-day virtual event, not a weekend trip. Pattern became clear. Jessica was either attending conferences that didn't exist or using real conference names from wrong dates and locations. Thursday, I checked our shared calendar where she marked her travel dates, cross-referenced with her company's website and social media. They regularly posted about employee conference attendance and professional development. No mentions of Jessica attending any external events, ever. Friday, I did something that felt invasive but necessary. Checked our credit card statements. Found charges for her Portland weekend. Hotel for 2 people, restaurant bills for 2, wine purchases that were way above her usual consumption. She had told me the company paid for everything, but these were personal charges. And for 2 people, Saturday I called Jessica's office under the pretense of sending her flowers. I would like to send congratulations flowers for Jessica's conference presentation success. I am sorry. Which presentation? The Marketing Analytics conference she attended in Portland. Sir, Jessica didn't attend any conferences recently. She was here working on client projects all last week. Are you sure? She mentioned the company was sending her to Portland. We don't have budget for external conferences right now. All our professional development is internal this quarter. Jessica had been lying about business travel for months while her company had no record of any conference attendance. But the hotel charges for 2 people suggested something worse than fake professional development. Monday, I hired a private investigator. Felt extreme, but I needed to know the truth about where she was going and who she was with. Business travel affairs are common, the PI explained. Gives people cover for extended absences and built-in explanations for being unreachable. What kind of evidence would confirm an affair? Hotel receipts, restaurant charges, travel companion identification, timeline verification. How long does this usually take? Depends on how careful they are being. But if she is booking hotels for 2 people, she is not being that careful. Tuesday, Jessica announced another conference. Customer Experience Innovation Summit in San Francisco. Could be a game changer for my career. When is it? This weekend. Just got approval from my boss. Short notice for such an important event. Sometimes the best opportunities come up last minute. Wednesday, I gave the PI Jessica's travel details. We will document everything. Hotel, restaurants, who she is with, what she is actually doing. I need definitive proof before I make any accusations. Thursday, Jessica seemed more excited than usual about her upcoming trip. This conference could lead to a promotion, lots of industry leaders attending. You seem really energetic about this one. I have a good feeling about it. Like this trip could change everything. She was right about that. Friday, the PI sent me preliminary findings from Jessica's previous Portland trip. Photos of her entering a hotel with a man I didn't recognize. Restaurant receipts for romantic dinners. Hotel room registered under both their names. But the most damning evidence was the timeline. While Jessica was supposedly in conference sessions, photos showed her and the mystery man at tourist attractions, shopping, clearly on a romantic getaway. Saturday, I received real-time updates from Jessica's San Francisco trip. Same pattern, hotel for 2, romantic dinners, tourist activities instead of conference sessions. Same mystery man. Can you identify her companion? Working on it, getting clear photos for facial recognition search. Sunday evening, Jessica returned from San Francisco glowing with fake professional enthusiasm. Incredible conference, made some amazing connections. Anyone I should know about? Just industry professionals? Probably wouldn't mean much to someone outside marketing. Monday, the PI delivered his full report with a shocking revelation. Jessica's affair partner was Thomas Richardson, senior director at her own company. Married, father of 2016-year marriage. They have been careful not to be seen together at the office, the PI explained, but these busyness trips are their cover for extended time together. How long has this been going on? Based on travel patterns, at least 6 months. Possibly longer. Does his wife know? No indication she suspects anything. Tuesday, I made a decision that would destroy multiple lives but reveal the truth everyone deserved to know. I researched Thomas Richardson's family, found his wife Linda's contact information through social media. Wednesday, I prepared an evidence package, hotel receipts, restaurant photos, timeline comparisons between Jessica's claimed conference dates and actual romantic getaways. Thursday, I called Linda Richardson, Mrs. Richardson. My name is Michael. I have some difficult information about your husband Thomas. What kind of information? He has been having an affair with a colleague. I have evidence of multiple trips together over the past 6 months. Silence. Are you certain? I have photos, hotel receipts, restaurant bills. They have been using fake business conferences as cover. Can you send me this evidence? Yes, I think you deserve to know the truth. Friday, I sent Linda everything, photos of Thomas and Jessica together, documentation of their fake conferences, financial evidence of their romantic trips. Her response was immediate and decisive. Thank you for telling me. Thomas and I have dinner plans with his company colleagues tomorrow night. Jessica will be there. What are you planning to do? Expose them both in front of everyone who has been supporting their professional development lies. Saturday night was Jessica and Thomas's company holiday party. Jessica had been excited about it for weeks. Great opportunity to network with senior leadership, she had said. Plus Thomas finally gets to meet some of the team members' partners. The irony was perfect. Jessica came home from the party devastated and furious. You destroyed my career, she screamed at me. How could you do this? Do what exactly? You know what you did. Linda Richardson showed up with photos of me and Thomas. In front of everyone, photos from your business conferences? Stop pretending you don't know. She had evidence of everything. Evidence of what? Jessica, your professional development. You are sick. You hired someone to follow me. I hired someone to verify your conference attendance. Turned out you weren't attending conferences. You ruined everything. I exposed the truth. There is a difference. Update 1. The company party exposure was more devastating than anyone anticipated. Linda Richardson arrived with printed copies of every photo and receipt. She had prepared a presentation. I want everyone to see what busyness conferences really look like, she announced in front of the entire company leadership. Displayed photos of Thomas and Jessica at romantic restaurants, walking hand in hand through tourist areas, entering hotel rooms together. While I was home with our children, my husband was using company conference budgets to fund his affair. The room went silent. Jessica tried to leave. But Linda wasn't finished. And Jessica's been lying to her boyfriend about attending conferences that don't exist while stealing time from clients to have romantic weekends. Company executives were mortified. Their account manager and senior director had been using business travel as cover for an affair while lying to clients and partners. Monday morning, both Jessica and Thomas were terminated. Misrepresentation of business expenses and violation of company ethics policies, the HR letter stated. Jessica moved out of our apartment immediately. I hope you are happy, she said while packing. You destroyed 2 marriages and 2 careers. I exposed 2 affairs and revealed business fraud. The destruction was already there. We were going to end things anyway. When? After your next fake conference. You don't understand how complicated this was. It was only complicated because you made it complicated with lies. Thomas's marriage ended in divorce. Linda filed immediately, citing adultery with evidence. 16 years of marriage destroyed because he couldn't resist a work affair. She told me when she called to thank me for the evidence. Are you okay? I am devastated but grateful to know the truth. The kids deserve better than a father who lies about business trips. Update 2. 3 weeks later, the investigation into Jessica's fake conferences revealed additional affairs. The PI had continued investigating after the initial discovery, finding evidence of multiple romantic partners over the past year. Thomas wasn't the only one, he reported. She has been using the business travel excuse with at least 3 different men. 3 different affairs. Different cities. Different men. Same fake conference cover story. Very systematic. Were they all married? 2 married, 1 divorced. All from her professional network. How did she manage multiple relationships? Compartmentalization. Each man thought he was special, thought the business trips were specifically for their relationship. I forwarded this information to Linda Richardson, who was preparing for her divorce proceedings. This shows a pattern of deception that goes beyond just Thomas, she said. Helps my case significantly. The other affair partners' wives eventually found out through the professional network gossip following the company party incident. Jessica's reputation in the marketing industry was destroyed. Word spread quickly through professional circles about the fake conference affairs. No one will hire her now. A former colleague told me, she is known as the woman who used business travel to cheat on multiple people. Jessica tried reaching out one final time before moving back with her parents in another state. I know I made mistakes, but did you have to destroy my entire life? Jessica, you were simultaneously lying to me, Thomas. At least 2 other men, and all your respective partners. Plus defrauding your company with fake business expenses. I never meant for it to get this complicated. You had multiple fake identities for multiple affairs over multiple months. This was incredibly complicated by design. Do you think I can ever recover from this? Professionally, probably not in this industry. Personally, only if you stop lying to yourself about what you did. I really did care about you. You cared about having a stable home base while you traveled around having affairs. That is not the same thing. Final update. 6 months later, I learned about Jessica's attempts to rebuild her life in another state. She had moved in with her parents and taken a retail job while trying to transition into a different career field. Marketing is out of the question, her former colleague explained. Everyone knows what she did. No agency would risk their reputation hiring her. Her parents apparently had no idea about the extent of her deceptions until the company party scandal made local business news. They are humiliated, the colleague continued. Their daughter was featured in an article about workplace ethics violations. Thomas Richardson's divorce was finalized with Linda receiving majority custody and significant alimony. The evidence of systematic deception helped her case tremendously. Linda told me, Judge was not sympathetic to someone who used work travel to fund multiple affairs. The other affair partners faced their own consequences as their relationships ended and their professional reputations were damaged. Turns out Jessica wasn't the only person using fake business conferences, Linda mentioned. The company implemented new travel verification policies after this scandal. As for me, I learned to pay attention when someone's professional claims don't match verifiable reality. Real business conferences have websites, registration systems, and documentation. Fake conferences have vague descriptions and defensive responses to basic questions. Jessica taught me that trust issues accusations are often projection from people who are actively violating trust. When someone claims you are too clingy for wanting basic information about their activities, they might be hiding activities that would justify your concerns. The business travel affair scheme was sophisticated but ultimately unsustainable. Too many lies to track, too many people being deceived, too many opportunities for evidence to surface. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is expose someone's lies before they destroy more relationships. Jessica's fake conferences became real consequences for everyone involved. But at least Linda Richardson and the other betrayed partners learned the truth before wasting more years on relationships built on systematic deception. Trust requires honesty. Business success requires integrity. Jessica lost both when she chose affairs over authenticity. The business trips ended when the business of deception finally collapsed,